ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। समस्तब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीवेदव्याससद्गुरवे वैशम्पायन सद्गुरवे याज्ञवल्क्य सद्गुरवे आद्यशंकर सद्गुरवे अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्री श्रुतिमात्रे नमः. Let us do as a parayanam today from the mantras Manomayatvadi Gunaka Brahma Upasana from the mantra number 13. Om Siksha Valli 13th mantra. सय एषोऽन्तरहृदय आकाशः तस्मिन्नयं पुरुषो मनोमयः अमृतो हिरण्मयः अन्तरेण तालुके य एषस्तन इवावलम्बते सेन्द्रयोनिः यत्रासौ केशान्तो विवर्तते व्यपोह्य शीर्षकपाले भूरित्यग्नौ प्रतितिष्ठति भुव इति वायौ सुवरित्यादित्ये मह इति ब्रह्मणि आप्नोति स्वाराज्यम् आप्नोति मनसस्पतिं वाक्पतिश्चक्षुष्पतिः श्रोत्रपतिर्विज्ञानपतिः एतत्ततो भवति आकाशशरीरं ब्रह्म सत्यात्मप्राणारामं मन आनन्दं शान्तिसमृद्धममृतम् इति प्राचीनयोग्योपास्व पृथिव्यन्तरिक्षं द्यौर्दिशो वान्तरदिशाः अग्निर्वायुरादित्यश्चन्द्रमा नक्षत्राणि आप ओषधयो वनस्पतय आकाश आत्मा इत्यधिभूतम् अथाध्यात्मं प्राणो व्यानोपान उदानः समानः चक्षुश्रोत्रं मनोवाक्त्वक् चर्ममागस्सग्ग स्नावास्थिमज्जा एतदधिविधाय ऋषिरवोचत् पाङ्क्तं वा इदगं सर्वं पाङ्क्तेनैव पाङ्क्तग्गः स्पृणोतीति ओमिति ब्रह्म ओमितीदगं सर्वम् ओमित्येतदनुकृतिः स्म वा अप्योश्रावयेत्या श्रावयन्ति ओमिति सामानि गायन्ति ओगुं शोमिति शस्त्राणि शगुंसन्ति ओमित्यध्वर्युः प्रतिगरं प्रतिगृणाति ओमिति ब्रह्मा प्रसौति ओमित्यग्निहोत्रमनुजानाति ओमिति ब्राह्मण प्रवक्ष्यन्नाह ब्रह्मोपाप्नवानीति ब्रह्मैवोपाप्नोति ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ओम अतः श्रीकृष्ण यजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यक अंतर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषत् ओम यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदं धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः। यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते। अथ प्रथमा शिक्षा वल्ली प्रथमोऽनुवाकः शान्तिमन्त्रः। ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतो तद्वक्तारमवतो अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ अथ चतुर्थोऽनुवाकः मेधा कामार्थे जपमन्त्राः श्रीकामार्थे होममन्त्राः च। ॐ यश्छन्दसां वृषभो विश्वरो वः छन्दोभ्योऽध्यमृतात् सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया स्पृणोतो अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासं शरीरं मे विचर्षणं जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरिविश्रुवं ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधया विहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय आवहन्ते वितन्वाना कुर्वाणा चिरमात्मनः वासागंसि मम गावश्च अन्नपाने च सर्वदा ततो मे श्रियमावह। लोमशां पशुभिः सह स्वाहा आमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा विमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा प्रमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा दमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा शमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा यशोजने सानि स्वाहा श्रेयान्वस्य सोऽसानि स्वाहा तन्त्वाभगप्रविशानि स्वाहा समाभग प्रविश स्वाहा। By God's grace, Guru's Kripa, at our own level of very less preparedness or qualification, we are trying to study the Upanishads with Bhashyam. And we should believe that this is how it starts. Later on, as we are regular, consistent, along with other variety of upasanas and prayers, our equipments become very sublime and we become qualified to understand the deeper purports, imports of all these Upanishadic mantras. And once the Upanishadic mantras are deeply understood, then obviously the Satyatva in them is really seen and accepted. Thereafter, through the contemplation on these Upanishad mantras, reaching Paramatma alone is the goal. That conviction happens. Once that conviction happens, and I am on the seat of meditation with these mantras as the substratum or the base, I see the meaning of them and deeply contemplate. Then I reach beyond all these superficial, superimposed layers of personality within me as well as outside to be able to comprehend or observe or experience the substratum. That's what is our journey. Now we are into the Taittiriya Aranyaka, Taittiriya Upanishad, Siksha Valli, first, second, third, fourth Anuvaka, Medha Kama mantras, then Shri Kama mantras. So in the Shri Kama mantras, we have seen Yasho Jane Sani Swaha, Shreyan Vasyaso Sani Swaha. Then Tantva Bhaga Pravishani Swaha Samabhaga Pravisha Swaha. Swaha is the ahutis that are offered. So Tantva Bhaga Pravishani is the very, very daring prayer, wherein, O Lord, may I enter into you. O Pranava Swarupa Paramatma. You are the kosha of Parabrahma. I enter into you, therefore I become one with the Brahman. That is the beautiful prayer here asked toward the end of asking for all the Shree Kama wealth. Now, the dareness, courage is what? Whether knowingly or unknowingly, to enter into the Omkara, which is the Pratika Parabrahma. The only way is one has to be ready to sacrifice all his identities. Like the river has to sacrifice its identity completely. Then only he can enter Pravishani into the ocean. Now that ocean's running is such a great achievement by the ocean that it is ready to sacrifice its separateness from the ocean, its individuality, which was being enjoyed by it all through its journey when the people were calling it by its name and appreciating it, praising it at different levels. Once the river merges in ocean, no name and fame of it. You talk about only ocean only. There's no river. So that for way for the total sacrifice, the ocean, the river was ready, and obviously because of that, it lost everything of its, including the identity. But what only the river knows, ocean knows, nobody others know, who were calling the river with its own specific name, respecting it, revering it, liking it. All those people who doesn't know one thing, only the river knows is it has become one infinite with the ocean, becoming one with its source, ocean, its own origin, then it became infinite. And that being infinite is permanent with the ocean. And that joy of river becoming one with its source, substratum, origin, ocean, and that too infinite, that is permanent. It cannot show to others. It need not show to others. Those who were calling her as a river by her own choice, because she was separate from the ocean all through. In the same way, a Brahmagnani's Ananda, that he became one with the Brahma Tattva, he cannot show it to others who were respecting him when this Brahmagnani was a jiva with upadhis doing so many great things by his own choice. So I remained as jiva with my upadhi tadatmya and I did lot of great works. Seeing it, the whole world appreciated me. I enjoyed it. But once with the desire that Tantva Bhaga Pravishani, blessed by the Pranava Omkara, really when I enter into the Brahmanubhava, wherein my all other identities which were earlier there were sacrificed. For the world I may be absent. Like a saint leaves the world and goes into a jungle or he moves unrecognized by others. That is how the sannyasi and avadhuta they go, unrecognized by the others as a jiva through the upadhi. It is a big loss from the worldly vyavahara standpoint. But it is a worthy loss or sacrifice because the anandam which he gets, himself being the Brahma Tattva, is though inexplicable, cannot be shown to others, but it becomes experience of mind. The contrast between these two are what? Ki I am appreciated by the world when I am a jiva and I am getting the result of whatever karma I am doing. So outside I was feeling all the happiness, all pleasure, all the value given, respect given, reverence given. But heart in heart always there is a sense of incompleteness within, separateness from the total. That agony, though not explained, not shown out, but it goes on happening. Such incompleteness inside, such feeling of sense of separation from the Lord prompts me again and again to do something or the other, to get something from the world, imagining that that gives me the completeness or fulfillment. That is our samsara. But in the other case, where Tantva Bhaga Pravishani has happened, all the outer struggles, all the outer possessions, all the outer recognizations are no more there. But inside, I am complete because I am one with the complete infinite, the Lord or Self. No more I am separate from that substratum which is supporting the entire imaginary world of names and forms. Now, the ability to understand these two positions deeply and getting convinced about the glory of being with the infinite self is the beginning of sadhana. Then only I am ready to sacrifice. Only when we sacrifice the aham, mama, and mahyam, that I can become one with the infinite. Are we ready? That's not the total readiness to give up. That's called sannyas. In the sannyasa, the aham along with all the upadhis is totally swaha. It is offered into the yajna in the last viraja homa. Then there is no I in me. The little jiva sadhaka is there to discover his own essential self. Very soon by Ishvara Guru Krupa, he discovers it and he becomes one. If this clarity is not there, every time when we have to do spirituality, necessarily when we have to sacrifice aham and mama, we always feel that I am losing something. Therefore, either we don't do it, even if you do, again we come back to own our own ego, jiva bhava, and the upadhi. But with the example of that river, when you understand that definitely the individuality is lost, but it is to become one with the infinite totality. If this is convinced, then we are truly readily will become sadhu. And what helps us is being an individual, a limited entity, conditioned by the upadhis. There were nothing but struggles, worries, anxieties. This is a case of that Pururava with Urvashi. Urvashi is Upadhi. With Upadhi, he was getting some sukha, but then it was always conditional. She put the conditions, and always he has to become aware of the conditions. The moment the conditions put by her are gone, she said, I'll leave you and go. And he was always in the fear while going through all the sukha of the inevitable, which happened one day. That she had to go, leave, and Trunavatu, she left. So all the limited upadhis, while they are there, their value is like a truna. And when they leave us and go, at that time they consider us as truna and leave and go. And they are not real, they are all delusory. On the deeper contemplation, when we reach to the mind and quieten the mind, bring it to the samasthiti, from that standpoint, when we see the presence of the upadhis, how much ever gross they are and how much ever great they are, how much they are talented they are appear to be in the Vyavahara, all the upadhis are found to be delusory only, not real. So, with so many reasons keeping in our heart, we should agree with this prayer as it is in the Upanishad. Tantva Bhaga Pravishani Swaha. Hey Bhagavan, hey Pujavan, Tva to you, Tam, that Omkara, Pravishani, may enter into you. Pravishani. Then what is the pravesha? Pravishyacha. Now this sentence is very important. Ananyaha tadatma eva bhavani iti arthaha. So may I become ananya with you. Not even little trace of anyata between you and me. To be more specific, tadatma eva bhavani ityarthaha. May I become one with your Atma, you become one with my Atma. My Atma is you, your Atma is me. And being your Atma, my Atma, all the words are gone, you and me are one. Like the water falling in the water, oil falling in the oil, the river merging in the ocean, तद आत्मा हो गया. O Lord Omkar. And what is the Atma Omkar here? Nothing but the Parabrahma. In fact, there is no greater wealth than this, because wealth should give us Ananda. Every wealth gives us temporary Ananda, but the Ananda Paramatma is infinite. Therefore, the wealth which is giving this Paramananda is greater wealth than anything else, and that is Pravishani. And what was said 10 minutes back? That is possible only when we are ready to give up, be attentive, our identity, along with it all its attachments. Aham with mama upadhis and the achievement achieved through upadhi. Sarvasya tyagam, giving up. That's called sarvadharman parityajya. This only takes time. The result doesn't take much time. What takes time is the superficialness in the nature of our knowledge, therefore non-readiness for this compulsory sadhana of giving up, ready to sacrifice our aham and mama. That's why लोग सब करते हैं, अहम मम नहीं छोड़ते हैं, इसलिए सब किया लेकिन कुछ नहीं किया. Spiritual. And those who have not done any of the external paraphernalia, but some maturity, they gave up their aham and mama, though they have not done anything outside, they have done the best, they get the best. Anywhere it is so, even in case of serving the Guru. You did everything for the Guru, physically outside. But the aham and mama is not sacrificed at his altar. Upadesha of the Guru for our spiritual evolution or transformation will not help us. It won't be received by us. Clear? With the parents, with the anywhere it is so. Only in the sacrifice of Ahama and Mama, then the grace from the higher flows into us. The grace from the higher, in case of parents, in case of the worldly elders, is whatever are they are capable of. Some love, some money transfer. This is what they give when we sacrifice Aham and Mama and surrender to them. In case of Guru, when the Aham Mama is sacrificed, the transfer is of the Aham Brahmasmi Anubhava. Mukti. Therefore, here you can see this person asked for Medhas, asked for Shree, and told ki give me so much of dhana that nobody should be equivalent to me in the entire world. Shreyan vasyasa asanisva. And while doing all that is so beautiful and matured, this disciple is Itantva Bhagapravishani. May I enter into you. This highest, it is said at the end means he is so clear in understanding that it is the highest of the wealth. Why this cannot be asked directly? Yeah, you can ask if possible, straight away. But to avoid any of the things, systematically, right from beginning, Meda asked, Shriya asked, it is utilized, all the enjoyments are done, so that there's no question or doubt remaining about the limitation of all of them, because I've gone through it. After going through it, becomes easy when somebody tells about its limitations. The cases are exclusive like Nachiketa. He himself did not go through the enjoyment of the wealth, enjoyment of the family or women and all. He didn't know. But yet he had such a discriminating power. Looking at the people around, so far he lived on the earth. Therefore he understood the ephemerality of them and said, I don't want anyone. I want only Brahmagya. They are very exclusive cases. They are only one in millions. But for many others, they have to go through, then it will be told by the Guru ki, you have gone through it now, yeah, now you only analyze. I'm giving you the data. Do you understand now they are so limited and all? Therefore, transcend it and achieve the infinite. When it is told, it becomes easier at that time. That's why wealth is asked, wealth is given, wealth is enjoyed, all that. अब पता चल गया ना उसका क्या है. the माया ऑफ द मना इज व्हाट, जब तक कोई चीज में हम टच भी नहीं करते हैं, हमेशा इमेजिन करता रहता है कि इसमें कुछ सुख है, सुख है. Even after involving, it goes on creating desires in us to involve in it again and again. But this is for whom? Those who have not got exposed to spirituality. Those who got to export to spirituality, they have two things to compare. One already involved the worldliness, its limitations. Second is the promised result of the Guru and Shastra about the Brahma Tattva. So for such person, at least there will be jignasa. Worldliness I have experimented and I knew what it is. Let me experiment spirituality also. Let me see. Then I'll decide where to go for. Also, as I just now said, when we went through that, when the Guru tells, Beta, ye desha kala ityadi se bandit hai, therefore that is not the ultimate. So you rise above that to achieve that which is beyond desha kala. It is more appealing to the mind and intellect because we have seen it. इसलिए कोई इंटेलिजेंट फादर या बॉसेस ना सबॉर्डिनेट से गलतियां करने देते हैं. करने दो. After that, now they have the data. Children also have the data that they did some mistake. Then that is there with them, the guru or father. Then now तुमने किया ना, अब बताओ. तुम ही बताओ, मेरे को बताने की जरूरत है. हाँ पापा, जो किया जरूरत नहीं था, गलत था. देखो. So too you have earned lot of wealth. You have used it for all the material enjoyments. Even you do it for yagna agadi. Is it not? Now here also, through Yagna if you expected the Sukha of the Punya Lokas, then you go there. They will end and you come back. Here in the case of this boy, he did all the Yagna only for the Antakarana Shuddhi. Now Antakarana Shuddhi is achieved. Therefore, no need of Yagna. For that, no need of wealth. Therefore, ready to give up the wealth, ready to give up the karma of the Agni, ready to give up the individuality also, which has gone through the limited experience of Sukha Dukkha of the world through all this karma and karma phala. He is ready now that now let me enter. Tantva Bhaga Pravishani. Second thing is, even we are in the worldliness, you and me, for us, for various vasanas are prarabdha, yet I must enter into Paramatma Anubhuti. When will I enter into Paramatma Anubhuti? May I enter into Paramatma Anubhuti as soon as possible, as early as possible. This costless but priceless thought, if you can entertain all the time, it goes in a long way to help us. This is one of the most important sadhana. If that goal is not remembered, then the world becomes the goal. There's no end to it. Like when I am doing this class, when will I stop all these lecture, Vaji? Sit quietly, go deep into my own self. The more I entertain that thought, all this knowledge leads to that only, and that will be accomplished. If that is not there, then the other option is what? May I become more famous in giving satsang on many, many shastras and do the uddharana of everybody except me. That become powerful thought. And when that is powerful thought, I will do that only because that's called Laukika Prajna, Medaya Pida. Is it not? Whether I am doing small sadhana, bigger sadhana, deeply or non deeply, regular not, kuch bhi ho, maintain that thought. Tantva Bhaga Pravishani Swaha. Oh Lord, may I enter to become one with you. May I enter into you to become one with you. So Ananya, then Atmatvena are the words. Ananya tadatma eva bhavani tyartaha. And because this is a possibility and it is beautiful thing. देखो रिवर ओशन में मिल सकता है और वो मजेदार है. देखो मिल के मजा उड़ाओ. जो इम्पॉसिबल है वो नहीं हो सकता. सो डोंट डू. And merging with ocean, merging with one with ocean, experience the infinitude like the ocean. When it is possible, why not try? In non merging with the ocean, only as a river, you are always limited. in your variety of expressions, not infinite like the ocean. So to I, when I can merge with the infinite I, which where the possibility is there, then instead of merging in that infinite self for infinite bliss, why should I continue to identify and merge with the limited jiva bhava and upadhis, which are promising a lot but giving little only? देखो पॉसिबल नहीं होता तो ठीक है कंटिन्यूस जीवा आइडेंटिफाई द लिमिटेड उपाधिज गेटिंग लिटिल बिट सुख फ्रॉम देम नहीं पॉसिबल भाई यू कांट बिकम वन विद गॉड इन दिस केस इट इज नेवर सो इट इज ऑलवेज पॉसिबल when the higher and greater is possible the wisdom is to go for it. So we are focusing more today on this sentence tantva bhaga pravishani swaha. Then the other aspect is you also enter in me. In what sense? Allow me to merge in you. That is the meaning of you enter in me. You entering in me, like the river is entering ocean. Ocean enters the river and takes into itself in such a way that they are no more two. So therefore, samabhaga pravisha swaha. Saha tvam ma mam he bhaga he bhagavan pujavan pravisha. May you also enter me. So avayoho ekattvameva astu. Then the conclusion of this is what? May there be oneness between you and me. After which I am neither different from you nor you are different from me. We are one. That Om is Brahma Swarupa. So Ham Brahmasmi Anubhava is the final wealth or the Shree, whether we understand it or accept it or not. So this Upanishad student or Rishi or Guru, they understood it. Therefore, they sought that only as a final prayer. What is the final prayer here? Therefore, up to this point, Avayo Ekatvam Astu. Eva Avayoho Ekatvam Eva Astu. What is the Eva means? May we never remain separate even a little. May we become one, final. So there you were so far Upasya Devata. I was Upasaka. I was doing Upasana of you through the Homa here for the Sri Kama, through the Japa there for the Medha Kama. That separation is also I want to give up and get the identity with you, oneness with you. So you can feel in the mind as the Jiva is evolving in his deeper and deeper understanding of truth and reality, he feels the desire urge in him to become one with that infinite. And that when he does it by sacrificing his individuality, he merges in that. And just for the sake of explanation, not much, half a minute, the aham vritti and the upadhis are so close. As a jodi, they don't allow us to recognize our essential infinite Brahmasthiti. Therefore, by devaluing the upadhis, the aham vritti should become thinner. By devaluing the aham, the upadhi importance is reduced. When we do it for a long time, then these two are no more huge, heavy loads or heavy things as a disturbance to merge in the infinite. At that time, finally easy to sacrifice the mama and aham and become one with the infinite. In other words, at this very moment, if we close eye and see how much of the mama around is me as mine, and according to that, how much strong is aham. Depending on that, my desire to become one with the Lord and the achievement to become one with the Lord depend. If I am very strong, Mama is very strong, I can never. Therefore, by mamata त्याग करते हुए then अहम का भी पतला दुबला करते हुए बहुत समय तक it should let run effortless. Little ego, little mama, that also given up, become one with the infinite. ये साधना करना पड़ता है. For this only all the mama tyaga is done. देखो through all karma yoga adi mama is reduced. When the mama is reduced, aham also is very light, then easy to merge. And by any default in our life, aham mama are reducing. Aham mama are reducing means none of the things or beings are there around me to give me anything. And I also have not at all recognized, which happened to the bhikshu in the Bhagavad. All the wealth is taken by him. People also left him and went away. He was never valued. So in him, aham mama was so less. Then through Vairagya first, he withdrew from the urge of Aham and Mama again. Later on, through Viveka or discrimination, he discovered his oneness with Paramatma. So in our case, if it is happening that our Aham and Mama is nowhere becoming famous, understand that Bhagavan is blessing us to enter into him. Tantva Bhaga Pravishani, further the Lord is giving opportunity. Else, if the Aham Mama is so strong, then we will not be entering into Paramatma to become one with Him. We want to be busy and famous in the outer world. एक बड़े चीफ मिनिस्टर को बैठ के आत्मा हूँ मैं ध्यान करो बोले तो कहाँ करेगा वो? आई एम द हेड ऑफ द एंटायर स्टेट. हाउ मच वर्क आई हैव टू डू, हाउ मच पीपल आर एक्सपेक्टिंग मी, एंड इट्स ऑल माई रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. ओ इस पे सर इतना भूत चढ़ेगा, आई कांट डू. So to a millions of rupees a person has. Tell him, do meditation. He cannot. Because all that mama will strengthen the aham, both of which never allow him for the meditation. Meditation to become one with self, I am asking. Not the other upasana puja karega because he'll get more money, he'll become chief minister, say prime minister. Oh karega wo. Total sacrifice karke become one with the Lord. When we say, he will not. Because the strong aham mama won't allow. Therefore, either by our own deliberate efforts we have to reduce them, or if it happens by default by God's Kripa Prarabdha, feel that you are so lucky. तो ना मेरा कुछ है, मैं ना कुछ हूं, अब मैं क्या करूं? एक हो जाओ भगवान से. है ना, मेरा बहुत कुछ है और मैं भी बहुत हूं, तो यू कांट डू. Is it not like so many people are at home as your guests? You can't come to class that day or do meditation. But nobody is there, you're all alone. Even servant also is on leave. Ab dekho, you are full freedom. You can enjoy your deep sadhana same way. So connect the whole topic. Seyan vasishoshani swaha, tantva pravishani swaha, samavaga pravisha swaha. हो गया. Now in this last portion, in this fourth mantra, तस्मिन् सहस्रशाखे निभगाहं त्वयि मृजे स्वाहा यथाप प्रवतायन्ते यथा मासा अहर्जरम् एवं मां ब्रह्मचारिणः दातरायन्तु सर्वतः स्वाहा प्रतिवेशोऽसि प्रमाभाहि Pramapadyasva. With this, the fourth anvaka gets ended. So, tasmin sahasra shakhe nibhagaham tvayi mruje swaha. Yata apaha pravatayanti yata masa harjaram evam mam brahmacharinaha dhataha ayantu sarvatah swaha. So, tasmin sahasra shakhe nibhagaham tvayi mruje is one portion. One topic, one thought. Yata pravatayanti, yata masa harjaram. These two are examples. Along with these two examples, evam mam brahmacharinaha dhataha ayantu sarvatah swaha is second topic in this portion. Third, prativeshosi pramabahi pramapadyasva are the third topic, which is so crucial, so important. So one by one we will see with the Bhashyam. So tasmin tvayi sahasra shakhe. Tasmin sahasra shakhe. Tasmin tvayi. In that you, who is of sahasra shakhe. Bahushakha bhede. Bahushakha bhede means what? So many forms o Omkara, you alone are there. In the form of all the forms, in the form of all the names. So by saying Sahasra Shakhe, Here a little subtle thing is said. At this moment now, I am understanding and accepting every Rupa and Nama is you only. Therefore, not only through chanting Om or these mantra, I address you and pray to you, but in and through every Rupa and Nama, I see you only because you only are in that form are there. So the main trunk is the Omkar. The Sahasra Shakas are all other names and forms. Any name, any form I see, I consider it as you only. Be attentive and utilize that consideration for my sadhana to purify myself. Now, this is a very elaborate thought it is. Few minutes or 1 minute only we share with it. We share it. Be careful. Very attentive. Once we know the trick of earning the wealth, trick is earning the wealth is a trick. Then applying the trick everywhere you can earn it. Once we know the trick of making the people as friends, it's an act, it's a trick. If you know it, then wherever you go, even the place where you are not, they are not familiar to you, first time you have gone, कोई फंक्शन में गए गए कहीं नए कंपनी में ज्वाइन हुए some other state place went in minutes you become friendly because you have the trick of it. In the same way, when the trick of sadhana is known, when the trick of sadhana is known, it is only after when I decide that I am a sadhaka and when I know that this is my sadhya. That is my goal. I am the sadhaka pursuing that goal. After this two only, the sadhana. And in that the trick. When the trick of sadhana is known, wherever you are sadhaka. At that moment, what sadhana works, that I will be able to do. If the trick is not known, we are always in confusion and vagueness as to what to do at what time. To such people, sadhana means only japa. Sadhana is only puja. If that facility is not there, then they think they have not done sadhana that day. Is it not? Only coming to the class is satsang sadhana. Nahi to nahi hoga. But the one who knows the trick, wherever he is, even sleep can be a sadhana to him. Even his involvement in the world can be a sadhana to him. And what sadhana it can be? Generally, the sadhana of saguna upasana. On the seat of meditation, the sadhana is nirguna upasana, trying to go beyond all the upadhis. But when he is by any reason or force in the world, not to miss sadhana, what to do? Keep on doing upasana, that the Paramatma only is in this form. In and through every form, he alone is there. Is it not? It can be. Your own Bahu who is listening to you, you are ordering her. Your own Sasuma, whom you are listening, she is ordering you. You are in the center. If you are a samsari, you suffer in both ways. Rather, they suffer because of you. But if it is sadhaka, you can see the same divinity expressing through her to order, same divinity expressing through her to receive the order. This is Sahasra Shakha. This is a trick. That is the trick if you know, you never miss the sadhana. In that sadhana, not only Aham Brahmasmi, but all those things which lead to Aham Brahmasmi. Like avoiding raga dvesha with them, but replacing it to prema. Avoiding insistence, but giving that forgiveness. Instead of expecting too much from them, remaining in that mood of quietness and accepting whatever they give. These are all sadhanas when we are conscious, we'll be able to do. Sadhaka is 24 hours like a government servant. He's 24 ghante. Whether he's in the office or not, even between night 11 to 8 also, he's given a time to take rest. He is not dismissed from the post of being government servant. Till the time of retirement, he is government servant. काम शायद होता नहीं होगा लेकिन है वो. In the same way, I may not do any substantial sadhana at a particular given moment, but I'm always sadhaka. And as a sadhaka, even as I said just now, even sleep also is a sadhana. In that sleep, what is sadhana? Sleep in such a wonderful manner that when you get up tomorrow, you are fresh in the mind to do your meditation. With that orientation, when a sound sleep we enjoy, that also sadhana. We are explaining the word sahasra shakhe. That's the meaning of pratibodha viditam. That's the meaning of yatra yatra manoyati tatra tatra samadhaya. The last sloka in the Drugdrushya Viveka, Telugu text. This is what we have to be. At that time क्या होगा? कोई भी स्थल, place, कोई भी time, any of the people or involvements, not only will not become disturbance for sadhana, rather that also becomes a means of sadhana. Such person, when he is in the train traveling 16 hours, for him, train may, the every person who is coming to sell this or that, he is also Bhagwan. He is washing the trees and all the villages people. अरे भगवान का दिव्य रूप है. When he is closing eyes, taking the name of the Lord, doing japa, that is meditation for him. In between, takes up a book and studies 2 3 pages. All the time is sadhaka, and every opportunity is a sadhana opportunity for him, and he is doing it. Clear? Now, tasmin tvai sahasra shakhe बहुशाखा भेदे हे भगवान निमृजे शोधयामि अहम पाप कृत्या. By involving in the upasana of you in your thousands of branches form nimruje, I am washing off, cleansing of myself from all the uh, papa krutya. And as we said now in the example of train journey, what is the papa prakshadana we are doing? Only one, accepting anything else other than God. That papa is washed off with the detergent that everything is God only. Only papa is accepting something other than independent of Paramatma. Through the upasana, all these upasana, mind you, effortful and at the thought level. आत्म लेवल में तो आत्मा तो नेवर बिकेम एनीथिंग, तो वहाँ कुछ करने को नहीं है. बट दैट सेल्फ विच रिमेन ऑलवेज द सेल्फ इंस्टेड ऑफ एक्सपीरियंसिंग दैट. When we are involving in the world or experiencing the world, who is the cause? Thoughts only. Therefore, the wrong thought that there is a world real other than Paramatma is replaced or washed by the right thought that there is no thing other than Paramatma. He alone is in all these forms. So the wrong thought is removed by right thought. Then the meditation happens. Then you experience the truth. So tasmin tvai sahasra shakhe बहुशाखा भेदे हे भगवान निमृजे शोधयामि अहम पाप कृत्याम. So, at the highest level, we told Papa Krutya means acceptance of anything other than the Lord as a real. At the lower level, Papa Krutya means the vasanas. The Papa Krutya means the strong feelings of Raga Dvesha, strong feelings of Kama Krodha. Then, on the basis of that, involving in the activity that also prohibitory. All that also you can add as Nimruje Papam Shodhayami. So, for a seeker at this level, everything is a sadhana of two types. One, purifying oneself. Second, therefore becoming qualified to know and establish in the truth. He tries to establish in the self. If it is done, done. If it is not done, he understands that some impurity is there. Then he puts his effort to remove that impurity or papa kritya. Once it is done, again he tries for meditation. A little ahead he goes, but further not able to. Then he finds another obstacle there, a papa krutyam. He will wash it again. You see that? Other than this, there's no third thing for us to do. And imagine the state of mind of that matured person where he knows his journey from womb to the tomb in this body is only for Vimrujayami, Papakrutyam Shodayami, and then establish an Aham self, Tantvabaga Pravishani Samavaga. His life is different. But for that, the glory of the goal has to be convincingly known, and the binding aspect of the world should be convincingly known. Then only he will be giving up the world, and to reach that Paramatma, this sadhana he will do. The sadhana of purifying and meditating to know the self. We have to be very clear. Have to be purified, mean antakarana. With that purified antakarana, have to meditate on the self. On the final level of meditation, I merge in him like the river in ocean. Avayoho ekatvam eva astu. Nor I am anymore separate from Brahma. Now I am separate as a individuality, which is very pseudo. Actually, ज़्यादा ध्यान दो उस अहम पे, वो जवाब ही नहीं मिलेगा उसका. Like today, Pururava will ask, to whom this body belongs? A very interesting question. Identifying with which I was so much infatuated. A little higher than thought is, to whom this aham also belongs, the jiva. देखा जाए ना है उसका कोई ठिकाना, न रहकर भी ना उसका कोई फायदा है. That will be realized when you inquire. That's one path of inquiry. But here we are talking about qualifying ourselves by being purified. That is the meaning of Tasmin Sahasra Shakhe Nivagaham Tvayi Mruje Swaha. So Tvayi Sahasra Shakhe Tasmin Tvayi Sahasra Shakhe Aham He Bhaga Nimruje. By doing your upasana means recognizing you only as substratum of everything. I am removing all the impurities of raga dvesha born out of seeing something other than you in the world. तो हर में भगवान को देखो, हर में हरि को देखो. साधो हरि में हर को देखा, हर में हर को देखा, हर में हर को देख रहे हैं, तो then how will there be a raga dvesha? This is a insistingly this practice we have to do. भक्ति में वो मदद करेगा. भक्ति का साधना ये है जरूर for some decades, so that the imbalance in the mind goes away. Then the inquiry is done about what is the substratum of it. Then you enter into Jnana Marga. Then we discover it is Sachidananda Brahma. Other than him, there is nothing. Everything else was under delusion. It is only imagination. Yaad rakhna. There is always a rope. Sorry, a rope. There was never a snake. It was only under delusion. After the delusion of snake, all other samsara. While all that is happening, nothing is happening to rope. So too, I being Brahman, nothing happens to me. I am always that. But when the Brahman is not known as myself, then the rope, instead of the ropes, the snake comes, entire samsara. How much are samsara appearing, but it is only appearance, not real. That is the experience we have to reach as our ultimate goal. So hope this is understood. Tasmin sahasra shake tvayi nimruje hevaga swaha. May I every activity be only to purify myself of all my papa kritya, so that I become qualified for Tandvabhaga Pravishani Samabhaga Pravisha. Okay. So Tasmin Sahasra Shake Nibagaham Taimuje Swaha. This sentence is over. May I purify myself to become qualified to become one with you. For that, let me use your thousands of branches. Branches is you are a main tree Omkara, and all names and forms are your own branches. Branches cannot be without the tree. So to all names and forms are your own branches, and I take them as you. That will be my upasana, by which the all impurities in me of raga dvesha, which were born out of seeing the world as other than you, they are cleansed off. तो जहाँ देखा वहीं भगवान ही है, और जहाँ भगवान को देखा वो भक्ति है. As a bhakta, I am not a samsari. I am not a baddha. As a bhakta, I am a sadhaka only. है ना? Everything is Bhagwan. ये thought हमारे अंदर आना चाहिए. That thing कि everything is bhogya vastu, I have to enjoy. From that, everything is Bhagwan, I have to worship. This journey we have to do, which is a little tough but not impossible. Now, the next sentence, two examples are given. Yatapaha pravata yanti yatamasa harjaram. After giving these two examples, just like the water flows low down and the months merge in the years, etc. What I am asking now, yatamasa evam, in this way, mam brahmacharinaha, to me, all the brahmacharis, he dhataha, O Lord, who is a blesser of everything, ayantu sarvataha, may they come to me from all directions, which is in continuation of what was said earlier. But this time, having discovered the self, now I am expecting the brahmacharis to come from all directions to receive this path and goal from me, so that their life also is fulfilled. And that so becomes a responsibility of all the gurus, having experienced the self, they have to, at least to few, the next generation jivas, have to pass it on. At least a few. People like Gurudev, their whole life they dedicate for that only. As many jivas as possible are given the goal and means. Because they are at the level of ignorance, they don't know. They think world is the goal and the work is the means. And indulging in the world is a joy. In this type of limited information they are in. So this through the Upanishad Jnana, all that, may I guide them to tell them that that cannot be the goal. You will be frustrated there even if you reach. Here, it is a real goal. When you reach it, it's infinite bliss. It should be the real goal. That's how a guru should teach. Like a couple, wife and husband married, must have a boy and child, girl to give to the society. Of course, with all the great samskaras, it is the order given to them by the Shruti Mata or Sanatana Dharma. Same Shruti Mata orders the guru. You have to give the Brahma Vidya to few of the disciples. Because if that is not the parampara, then you would have never had the guru to give you this knowledge. Then you can't break the chain. One of the important thing in life is not breaking the chain. Whether it is the chain of your own caste, whether it is the chain of your own guru parampara, whether the chain of your own, the Vamsha parampara, you should not. To hear the chain of Brahma Vidya. Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Brahmadibhyo Gurubhyaha Namaha. Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsha Rishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhya. So, the Brahma Vidya Pradhan karne wale Rishis, Gurus, starting from Brahmadeva up to my own Guru, I am saluting them along with Vamsha Rishibhyaha. In between, those became famous and very exhaustively, those who have done the work of passing on Brahma Vidya. Specifically, I am saluting. In general, I am saluting everyone. But specifically, I am saluting them who has done the bulk of the work. There are many gurus who taught one, two, three disciples, but there are gurus who taught thousands also. They did many other works also, like Vyasadi. They have given books, so they made the institution, they divided the disciples and gave them the. अब ये तो स्पेशली याद करना है to give us inspiration. That's the meaning of that shloka, by the way. So it is said here कि यथा आपः प्रवतायन्ति. So यथा आपः प्रयन्ति pravatayanti. So meaning is what? See, yatha, just like loke in the world, apaha pravata means flowing water, means pravanavata apa, nimnavata deshena yanti gachanti. It goes into the lower direction only. Niche niche jayega pani, not because somebody ordered, itself naturally. And that nature is so natural that nobody can stop it. Even if it stops, somebody stop, it will try its own means to go into that lower region. If it is not possible, as a dam, it will stay there for 10 years, patiently waiting. Suddenly the gates are opened, it will go. The meaning is what? It is natural for the water for its nimna prayanam. It always from the higher heights to the lower only the water goes. Yata apaha pravata yanti. Yata apaha yanti. Just like the water flows. Pravata means down and down. Natural. The going of water naturally down is the main thought, not going down. Water naturally finds pallam, neeru pallam erugu. The water goes down. So in this way, second meaning example is what? Yathacha masaha aharjaram yanti. Like the months enter into aharjaram. Aharjaram is an interesting word used to indicate the year, samvatsara, sal. How is it? Shankar Bhagavan explains कि संवत्सरः अहर्जरः. Here aharjara is indicated for samvatsara. How is it so, sir? Because ahobihi parivartamanaha lokan jarayati iti. What is the year doing? Year with its units of days, making the people old. Year with its units of days, making the people old. So units of days is ahaha. Making the people is old is jaraha. Therefore ahar jaraha means दिन ब दिन बंदों को बूढ़ा कर रहा है ये साल, इसलिए ये साल को ahar jarah कहा. And that's how, except the child below the year, 9 month, 10 month, we say, all others are calculated their age in terms of years only. Except today in Valmiki Ramayana, we will see that Brahmana tells to Rama that my child only have 5,000 days. He died. 5,000 days is equal to 13 years, 2 months, and 8 days. There is a Panchavarsha, Panchasahasra days, he says. Peculiarly, but in general, we only talk in terms of years. And English wala aur acha karta hai. He adds the word never the young, but the old. You look a small child, you don't ask how young he is, you ask how old he is. The people never say, ऐसा कैसे old पूछ रहे हो आप, young बोलो ना, so he is 3 years young. They never say, he's a 3-year old only. Understood? The subtlety in that is what? The moment the thing is born, it already started becoming old. 1 month old, 6 months old, 2 days old. 2 दिन पहले जन्म हुआ उसका, 2 दिन old हो गया. So old is jara, then through the ahaha, and suddenly the year doesn't turn the calendar, but day by day it is turning. Therefore ahar jara is samvatsara, and into that samvatsara the months are merging. And already June is International Yoga Day today. Whether you have done yoga or not, I don't know. I didn't do. I will do it after the class. Morning, many other things. We don't stop our regular things for anything. So, yatha masaha samvatsaram. Okay, aharjaram. So, samvatsara aharjaraha ahovi parivartamanaha lokan jarati. There, lokan jarati is not only the people, every object. How much is a guarantee? Refrigerator. Refrigerator guarantee we don't give, but that particular capacitor, whatever it is there, 7 years warranty. Years. Bulb, how is the warranty? Maximum 1 year. उसे ज़्यादा नहीं देंगे, रिप्लेस करेंगे. सेल फोन कितना वारंटी? कोई नहीं, घर जाने तक ही है, ज़्यादा नहीं होगा उसका. Some things they can't give guarantee. But all objects also years only. Clear? So इसलिए कहा लोकान जरयति. Lokan means beings also and everything. Thereafter, now ahaniva asmin jiryanti antarbhavanti iti aharjaraha. Other meaning what? The days go on merging in the year. That is also another meaning for aharjarati. Anyway, aharjara means samvatsara. आप इतना समझ लो. Just like the water flows low and also the months merge in the year, in the same way. Tam cha yatha masaha yanti, just like the months enter into the years, water into the lower regions. So in the same way, examples are over. Now the thought, evam, in the same way, mam, to me, brahmacharinaha, brahmacharis, he dhataha, O Lord Omkara, dhata means sarvasya vidhata. Sarvasya vidhata means the creator of everything. O Lord, O Omkara, mam ayantu agachantu sarvataha sarvadibhyaha. From all directions, in this way, as a natural flow, the brahmacharis come to me. so that I can train them. They can learn. That's what this is the portion which inspired Gurudev to start the samsthas everywhere so that the people come and learn from him. He did not wait in the Himalayan region कि जो आएगा उसको हम सिखाएंगे. He said Ganga is my prerana. She's although born in Himalayas, was ready to sacrifice the beauty of the Himalayas to go and merge in ocean en route, serving 45 crores of people. If she stays here, she will be stagnant also. She could have not served the people, nor her own ambition of reaching ocean would have been accomplished. In the same way, people can't come here. If they come here, they'll spoil Himalayas. So let them me go to them and teach them wherever they are. So he went to all cosmos, metros, big town cities where people were so busy in all their own bhoga and activity. To them he brought the cool Himalayan wisdom of Brahma Jnana and gave. For that, this is the thing. In his life, Pujo did both. He went to public and gave the knowledge. And those who tasted it and found it interesting, they were welcomed into the ashramas. Then he trained them in those 2 3 years of course. Then they also became subsequent pracharakas. They helped. So, evam mam brahmacharinah yadata ayantu sarvatah sarvadivyah. Let the brahmacharis come to me from all the directions continuously. So, let me have long life to live, energy to teach them. May I teach them, they learn it and they grow and more keep on coming. A good prayer it is. I think I should do this prayer more than anything else so that our audience increase and they get the Brahma Vidya. More and more Upanishad Vidya. Wonderful it would be. Everyone, let us say, tuned to the Brahma Tattva through Upanishad Vidya, along with going through Prarabdha and doing their duties and doing the due services. How beautiful the world would be. Wonderful it is. But in Kali Yuga, for a Brahma Vidya, Adhikari will be less only. Because Malinyam, Kalushyam of the Vatavaranam and the Yuga Dharma and Antakarana. Obvious. Still, we don't give up. The tradition goes on. Some people Lord selects and he says, you keep up the tradition of studying, teaching Brahma Vidya. Don't worry about whether some come or not. 4 5 I will send, don't worry. Some bechara guinea pigs, though they sit in the class, then you can go on talking to them. By mistake, if they learn and get inspired, it is their mistake. You need not worry. Generally, they don't do their mistake. They know the art of how to forget the Upanishad and get into the world. So just relax, keep doing the work. So in this way. Okay. Now the last paragraph is Prativeshosi Pramabahi Pramapadyasva. Now this is a beautiful para to be spoken today as well as tomorrow. अभी तो फ्लो में फास्टली कह दूंगा, कल 4 5 मिनट एक्सप्लेन करेंगे. विद दिस चतुर्थोनुवाक विल बी ओवर. So prativeshaha, what a beautiful thought. Prativesha means shrama apanayana sthanam. Means asannam gruham iti arthaha. So the sentence is prativeshaha asi. Asi means you are so. Not the asi, the khadga. Asi also means talwar. Asi. Jnanasina chitva enam samshayam yogamatishta uttishta bharata. 4th chapter Gita, last shloka. Here asi is not khadga. Asi means ho. Tvam prativesha asi. You are prativesha. This guru and disciple are addressing the Bhagavan in the form of Om, that you are prativesho. What is the meaning of prativesha? Such a beautiful meaning. Huh? He says, Srama apanayena sthanam. Prativesha means you are the point or the abode of removal of all the shrama, all the exertion, all the tiredness, all the exhaustion, all the fatigueness, remover of all that are you. Prativesha ka artha. For example, asannam gruham. It is like the house which is so close. But open the door, enter, put on the fan, sit in the sofa. Then the entire day is whatever the shrama was there, The physical shrama, the indriya level shrama, the mano shrama, the buddhi shrama, and the frustration that individuality has gone through, all that goes away when you reach to your own house and relax. In that way, O Lord, you are that type of my own house, which is the removal of all the shrama which I was going through from millions of lives through entering into so many yonis, searching for this or that, never got any one of them. देखो भगवान ही हमारा आश्रय स्थान है. भागवत इज दैट ओनली द 12th स्कंध. ना मुक्ति हो गया अभी. Mukti, then the 12th one is Ashrayam. This Bhagavan is an Ashrayam, is an inner revelation, inner discovery. Bhagavan first is an Ashrayam for removing my dukkha. Second is the Ashrayam for giving me the sukha. Third is the Ashrayam for giving me the knowledge. Bhagavan is the Ashrayam fourth for taking me along through the sadhana. Final Ashrayam is he alone is the point where I have to merge myself with. I like this much so much beautifully. Shrama apanayana sthanam. Now you see how much shrama to our mind and body and senses and to me the individual. Har kadam, har kshan, worry, tension, anxiety, desires, planning, do this, do that, and that never happened, then disappointment. क्या थकावट कितनी श्रमा कितना एग्जॉशन हो रहा है. We are not observing it, we are in that flow. But if we pause and see, every moment there is a struggle. Every thought is a shrama. And so many thoughts of so many varieties every moment coming. Oh Lord, you are the shrama apanayana sthanaha. When you reach Paramatma, no, all struggles, efforts end with that infinite results. After which there is no need of any struggle to be put forth again. हो गया. And how much is the running of river now after merging the ocean in the ocean? कोई भागा नहीं, कोई दौड़ नहीं. It is called प्रतिवेश. श्रम अपनयन स्थानम. चाहिए कि नहीं हमको? This is a very subtle thought. I cannot convey it to you. I try to feel for myself. You can also try to feel inside. Are we understanding meaning of this sentence and feeling for it? That, oh Lord, you are the place where all the shrama goes away. And these are the shramas I am going through. And all these shrama I have to transcend. This is possible only when I reach you. So that, oh Lord, make me reach you so that all the shrama has gone away from my life. I am tensed free, relaxed. Like the retired person. Shrama apanayana. Otherwise, every day, सुबह उठो नहा के टाई बाई पहनो जूते वगैरह ड्रेस and then sit in the car, go there and attend meetings and works and planning. क्या क्या श्रम, क्या क्या श्रम. Oh, depending on the department. And each department in different timings. It is so busy and all. At the time of new jobs, the administration department is busy. Every month ending, the accounts department is busy. चलता रहता है. देयर पब्लिक ग्रीवियंसेस डिपार्टमेंट ऑल द टाइम दे आर बिजी. कंप्लेंट्स वाले रिपेयर. बट वंस रिटायर्ड, no answerability, no questionability, no duty, no reporting, no fear of CRs, no tension of performing well to get the promotion, no effort to prove oneself, no comparison with others, no competition with others, no disappointment, no dejections. Samapana, Gaya Pura Shrama, when you return at home. How wonderful it is. Like a parent also, when they get their children good education, good job, and got them married. क्या बढ़िया है स्थिति. एंड गुड लकी दैट दे आर आल्सो वेल सेटल्ड. लेट्स से बेटा बहू बेटी दामाद सेटल हो गए. मानो अब कितना कोई श्रम है ही नहीं अभी. The relaxation. Otherwise, just before that, especially when they come to the age of marriage, kya baba tension. Every boy looks to be a prospectus son-in-law only for his own girl. Every girl looks to be daughter-in-law. एंड देन पूछना कि कौन है, किस जात के है, क्या है, वो है, क्या पढ़ा, क्या पैसा. See the tension of that माँ बाप before that. Shrama. Agar if the boy or girl not properly educated or little not so good looking, अब इनका टेंशन तो 10 गुना होता है. एवरी टेम्पल दे गो, एवरी ज्योतिष जी दे गो, श्रमा. दे पे मनी, गेट द कुंडली, डू द शांति. अरे बाप रे बाप रे. When they sit in Brahma Vidya class also, they only think about. Is it not? But once they get married, श्रमा अपना इतना खत्म, बोझ, टेंशन, एंग्जाइटी हो गया. एंड दूसरा शुरू होता है, दैट्स देयर अदर थिंग. ये वाला तो खत्म. बट दिस इज फाइनल श्रमा अपनोदय स्थानम, इट इज आवर ओन हाउस. सो प्रतिवेशः श्रम अपनयन स्थानम आसन्नम गृहम इति अर्थः. So this is our recognition that the Lord is the remover of all the shrama. It happens to the daughter also. When she is in in-laws house, so many responsibilities, सुबह से शाम तक श्रम श्रम. पर जब मैके में आते, मेरी प्यारी बेटी आगे, बेटा तू 9 बजे तक सो जाना, तो कोई काम नहीं करना, ये बहू करेगी. ये जो ननद वाली कहानियां, आई डोंट नो मच ऑफ इट. This mother tells the daughter, do nothing. Mama, I was doing same there also. He was doing everything. And yet, eat and become buffalo. Let the daughter-in-law do everything. And she's like that also. 9 बजे उठकर टीवी के सामने बैठकर चाय काफी. श्रमापनोदय स्थानम is our own house. श्रमा अपनयन स्थानम. For me, श्रमा अपनयन स्थानम is class. आराम से बैठे सत्संग कर रहे, you're all listening, 4 innocent guys. Otherwise, again is Shrama. For all of us, Paramatma is Shrama Apanayana Sthanam. Are you convinced? It's a thought. If this is understood, then we long to go to Him rather than going away from Him. For some people, it is so. Their puja mandiram is Shrama Apanayana Sthanam. So they finish their routines, chorus, they go to puja mandir. They talk to Lord, they do some puja, some japa, some stotram. Till घंटी बजने तक वहीं बैठते. Somebody come, children are invited, they go. Otherwise, Shramapane Sthanam. If one can recognize the Lord to be the Shramapane Sthanam in the heart, he has really helped himself a lot. And if in somebody's mind, the going to the Lord appears to be a Shrama, they are unfortunate people. Like you and I also. Is it a struggle to come to class and sit? Or is it a Shramapane Sthanam? That decides our maturity. Through the knowledge, all my tiredness, exhaustion is going. Therefore, it is Shrama Apanaya Sthanam. जिनको नहीं पता, they think it's a burden, it's a heavy load, so we can't go. But the fact is, the knowledge is the one which removes all Shrama. In these classes, we are sharing the knowledge, therefore, it is a Shrama Apanaya Sthanam. Then, evam tvam prativeshaha iva prativeshaha tat sheelinam sarva papa dukkhapanena sthanam asi. Second is Prativeshaha asi. Huh? Oh. What is the meaning of there? Yata evam dan sarvasa prativeshosi. Here is evam tvam prativesha iva prativeshaha. You are the point of abode. To whom? Tat sheelinam. What is the meaning of Shrama Aparahana? He is explaining. Tat sheelinam sarva papa dukkha apanena sthanam asi. Tvatshilam sarvabhava dukkapayana sthanam is such a beautiful expression. Those who are dedicated to you, devoted to you, for them, you will remove dukkha along with its cause called as all papa. Because the one who is slowly recognizing the self, it is so ananda yukta, he will not do the first papa of identifying the ego, second papa of identifying the upadhis, third papa of taking the world of real, as well fourth papa of the desires and running the behind the world to fulfill it. इतने पाप उससे नहीं होंगे. That's why tat शीलिनाम सर्व पाप दुख अपनय स्थानम असि. Ataha, therefore, mam prati prabhahi prakashaya atmanam. Therefore, in this way, what I intellectually understood you, that you experientially please reveal to me. Brahmabhahi, Brahmapadyasva. These are very powerful sentences. Then Pramapadyasva, Prapadyasva cha mamo, Rasaviddamiva loham, Tvanmayam, Tvad Atmanam Kurutyartaha. Then any two, when you have to make an alloy, two metals you melt, then they are made together. Panchaloha dhatu, Panchadhatu se koi vigraha banate hain. So with a mercury or something, they melt and bring together some process. Thereafter you can't separate them. In this way, O Lord, make me insufferably one with you. Pramapahi pramapadyasva. By giving your darshana, protect me. And with that only, see that I must to become one with you in such a way that the loha becomes one with the other or itself through the melting process. After this, in the next 4 lines, in last 4 anuvakas, what is being taught? Bhagavan Shankara summarizes, then gives connection to the next topic. This is what we will see tomorrow. Wonderful is this portion, and I am happy for myself that slowly going and trying to get maximum understanding of each topic. And for that, sometimes the repetition is being required and doing that also. I am not like calculating the number of days. ये गले पे कोई तलवार लगा के मैं ऐसे नहीं बैठा हूं, मेरे लिए आपके लिए ये खत्म करना है. Let us feel it. The Upanishad. Om 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 Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Paramarshibhyo Namaha Parabrahmane Namaha Shrutimatre Namaha Vedavyasa Vaishampayane Agnivalkya Adi Shankaradi Gurubhyo Namaha Asmad Gurubhyo Namam Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you.